My bag broke down today in Prospect Park area. I usually carry it on my shoulders. I carry the other one. This one is carried on my shoulders. And the other one on my left hand when I have to climb staircase. Yes. And now they lock up the elevator. It's just ridiculous. It looks like I'm being stalked and followed. They've not locked up this elevator in a long time. But as soon as my bag broke down today, you know, it broke down into pieces. That's why I got the rope on the floor. So I've just tried to use this rope to carry it on my shoulder. This first bag on my shoulder. And the second bag. Seriously, they're using their MTA to store and harass people. There was a black American that was killed, Jordan Neely. And he said, he was homeless, he was complaining, he was being treated horribly. And the white guy snuck behind him and choked him dead on the truck. So people have been saying since he was being harassed, which caused him to have a meltdown and was choked to death after it. Sometimes I fall down the staircase while carrying my bags because I'm anemic and I don't see too good. So this would have to go for unwarranted provocation, whereby black Americans are trying to punch me. So we Africans have always gotten treated bad since the slave trade 500 years ago, whereby, said Africans were selling other Africans into slavery, and only for those Africans to get here and be treated badly. Even the black Americans already here, the white slavery the white slave owners would teach these black Americans to abuse the new Africans and help groom them to be better slaves. So even though the new Africans may not understand English, they most likely didn't understand English and subject them to cruelty. So now they're hiring black Americans to jump me everywhere I go. By the Stand Ferry, people give me money and the black Americans will come to rub their body on me and try to start a fight with me. Even they hire little black American kids to beat me up. Even this Eric Adam, when I applied for the food stamp, they quickly removed the picture from the food stamp card. They didn't want my picture to be on the food stamp card. So I think eventually they intend to kill me and have my body taken away to another country, and they will then claim, I died in another country, and from there, I guess, claim I created so many children, and the children should inherit my states. I've been trying to sue the U.S. immigration for arresting me wrongfully when my mother brought me here in 2000, and they said people with green card can't bring children. And every other country in the world where they forcefully separate parents and child, like in Australia, they used to separate Aborigine kids from their parents. And even in Canada, the white supremacists, I guess, that were administering the land used to separate the native Indian kids from their parents. In all these countries, they filed lawsuit that you can't separate a child from the parent. It's against international law. But the U.S. continues to do it. They will give people green card and those people can't bring their children here. So I was one of the child victims in which I was separated from my mother. And my mother had a heart attack. My case was going on. So my life has not been able to move forward because my mother was paying for my college education because I didn't have any status. She was paying out of pocket, so she couldn't have money to take care of her health. So she was eventually killed by her daughters who framed mental illness on her while she was suffering heart disease. So they continue to take advantage of me being separated from my mother early. So I've not been able to catch up educationally, even though when I started college, I was getting 4.0 GPA. But I had to drop out because my mother couldn't afford to pay for my college. So I'm still a college dropout. So I guess, they say criminal activities is very rampant in America. So I guess some of their government agencies, look, this person may be able to win a lot of money. Why don't we just kill this person and steal the money? Because my mother has been killed, my father has been killed, a black American MP has been killed also. So they say some of their FBI agents are the worst criminals in the world. So they're recruiting gangs, giving gangs my information that we're going to get this person killed, and we're going to take the sperm. I was born a male, but now a woman. So I believe, so they've been trying to get me killed. They said that some of the FBI agents are the worst criminals in the world. You as an immigrant, once you come here to America, and they arrest you, they give all your information to the FBI. So you have no choice. So, so they've been trying to get me killed and make it look like an accident. Even when I applied for the food stamp card, they quickly removed the picture from the food stamp card. And I think, because normally I go everywhere with my mask on, but the guy at the food stamp office said, you gotta take your mask off. I was like, no, usually I have my mask on. I said, no. So they took my picture at the food stamp office without my mask. And as soon as they took my picture, this Eric told them not to issue me a card with a random picture on it. So I guess maybe somebody in that food stamp office knew they were planning to kill me and was doing me a favor by telling me to take my mask off. So so I would have had my food stamp card without a mask, with a mask on my face, and up to now, anywhere I spend a food stamp card, the police will chase me away from that place. They don't want the people to know who I am. And the Dwayne Reed, I always spend my food stamp card, and the Dwayne Reed will be treating me bad. They don't want their workers to get used to my presence. So I believe they're planning to kill me, ship my body away, and steal my sperm. I was born a man, I'm not a woman, and give it to the American women to have children. Because I always thought I'm a woman, they said, no, you're a man. So some of the FBI involved, they said some of the FBI agents are the worst, corrupt, people on earth. There's a white lady, she's on Instagram. Her name is Mindy, Mindy. She said she used to sell drugs for Italian mafia. And she said even the FBI agents were setting her up and lying about her in court. So, so this is what I'm going through. When I apply for food stamp, they remove my picture from the food stamp card. So they don't want people to know who I am. So to be easy, they say, if people don't know who the person is, it's easy to kill somebody, and nobody will be able to bear witness and dispose of their body. So this is like an international racketeering kidnap gang, looking to steal inheritance money by killing me and having American women give birth, stealing my sperm and having American women give birth to children. Even they've gone to the extent of having little kids. So they're calling me Dada Mama. They said, and I always rebuke that from those kids. I'm not your daddy, I'm not your mommy. Don't call me that. And I'll tell the kid's parents, like, please correct your child. This is weird. You shouldn't have your child calling somebody else's, their mother or father. So it's under American law. If you're killed, the parents can then go to court and say you had agreed to be the parent, and it's called, and the court will issue a parentage by estoppel that says even a non-biological parent can be made a parent to a child if the person was creating a parent-child relationship with the child while the person was alive. And your non-biological child inherits your estate. Because I don't have any child, I'm a transsexual. So this is what is going on. So I guess this they're part of the attempt to get me murdered. My friend in Uganda was killed. They said he was accidentally killed. He was trying to help me in my coffee because the police found and took him there. And he was saying the police was bothering him. They were saying he doesn't bother. So I'm always getting harassed. My mother also, she was killed. As me and her was trying to sue the NYPD and the US government for arresting me wrongfully when I was a child at JFK. Say green card holders can bring children here. So this was going on. I'm a Nigerian transsexual and I'm experiencing all kinds of abuse. They lock up the elevators, so I can't take the elevators with my luggages. Sometimes I fall down the staircase. I'm anemic. I have a low blood count, and other people are suffering that want to take the elevator. The other people that may have some disability. And also, when I applied for this food stamp card in November, me and my mother had tried applying in 2010, and they denied me. So they owe me for since 2010 food stamp, and the Black Americans, they were giving them backdated food stamp and cash assistance. So I finally applied for it again in 2024, and they took my picture. The guy told me to take my mask off. I was even telling them, look, I'm a transsexual and I have facial hair right now, so I don't feel comfortable taking my mask off. So you have to take your mask off. I was like an Indian guy, so I took my mask off and they took my picture barefaced. And they wouldn't give me a food stamp card with my face barefaced. They told me, they changed the rules, no more pictures in food stamp card. And since then they've been trying to take the food stamp card from me. Even their police department wrote me a letter. Said, please return your food stamp card. We heard you no longer live in New York. So apparently, the Indian guy in their office, either he made a mistake or he did it intentionally. He wasn't supposed to take my picture with my mask off, but he told me to take my mask off. So since then, they didn't even want to issue me the food stamp card. Because they didn't want me to be in their system with my bare face. So they're covering up something, and they have an evil intent. And anytime I go to Duane Reade, use my food stamp card, they would tell the staff of Duane Reade to bother me. I normally go to the Penn Station, Duane Reade. They always call the police on me there. Say it's like I'm stealing their stuff. Watch my chest big. I said I'm a woman. I'm a transsexual. Yeah, I do wear a prosthetic breast. They still tell me to take my clothes off. Just to harass me and get the police to kill me. They want to take that food stamp card from me through any means. Even this Trump said they should require people on food stamp to be working. I'm homeless. Even though I do volunteer, I help charity, I raise money, I give it to charity organization. But that's where they never used to require you to work if you're homeless on a food stamp. So they've been trying to take it from me because now my picture is in a database in their food stamp office, even though they remove my picture from the card. So anywhere I spend a food stamp, people can still vouch for me or in the future, if anything happens to me, they can say, we know this person, this person always comes here, this person was in the United States all along, never left the United States. So I think they're planning to kill me and move my body out, or kidnap me, move my body outside of the United States. And, steal my sperm, so the United States law wouldn't apply. I claim I'd left America a long time ago, after my mother died or something, and then steal all my inheritance money. I claim I created children, So this is international trafficking, whereby this Trump and I think they call them rogue FBI agents, and this Eric Adams, so this Trump is, even my tax refund, since 2021 and 2020, I'm supposed to get a tax refund. They delay me, don't let me get it. They told me I have to bring a photo ID this year to get my tax refund. Even though the police arrested me in 2019 and stole my photo ID. So they're trying to erase every proof that I live in the United States. I guess it's just to sex traffic me. Because why would you try to remove every proof that I live in the United States? And so people in the neighborhood will know who I am. I always wear a mask, and nobody will be able to legally testify for me in court. Because the court say, how would you know what that person looks like? The person always wears a mask. And the good way that people would have been able to say, okay, we don't really know what that person looks like, but their voice, we remember their voice. And anywhere I spend my food stamp card, they can say, look, the food stamp office will have the picture. We may not be able to tell what they look like, but they always come and spend a food stamp card in our store, and we can identify them by their food stamp card. You know, so I believe this is why, this is international human trafficking. It's against the law, and there are rogue FBI agents and the government agents and the government officials have to do an investigation internationally and locally, and the U.S. Congress is refused to take off my case. I've been contacting them, so I don't know if they're just trying to cover up for the government, because this is really embarrassing for any country. But two wrongs don't make a right. They say sometimes the cover up of a crime, sometimes the cover up of a crime is more worse than the crime itself. So this is under the whistleblower law. I would encourage everyone to join me and find a whistleblower lawsuit. Please donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless. NYC Homeless. I'm not looking for any marriage with anybody. I'm not looking to be sex trafficked. I'm not looking to have a baby with anyone. And in case I'm killed, no family member or friend should administer my estate. My estate should be administered by civil rights activists like me that haven't denied me help in the past, and help me get justice for myself and my dead mother, and the rest of my estate assets should be used to fund charities, to give to those expressing xenophobia like me and my dead mother, and those being deported under Trump should be prioritized for assistance.